Gustavo Vilardi. I would like to show you a new concept of room systems that Lifesize is developing now. It's called MARS. MARS, which stands for Multi-App Room System. So what is the concept? When I step in a meeting room where I have MARS, what will I see? So I'll see a life-size icon device with its camera, its microphone, its speakers. I will see an extra control tab, right, so that I can control it in MARS mode. So the control tab is exactly what you're seeing on your screen now. So this control tab will be mirrored with the main meeting monitor, right? So whatever you're seeing here, you're gonna see in the control pad, the control tablet, and in the main screen of your meeting room. So what will you see and what can you do with the MARS user interface? So first here, you'll see all of the applications that are installed on my MARS, right? So whatever Windows 10 based application, and in the future Windows 11, because it's being released very soon, can be installed in MARS. So in my example, I installed a Zoom app, a Starleaf app, Microsoft Teams, of course, Lifesize, WebEx, and I can install other applications. I can even install PowerPoint, Excel, whatever application that runs on Windows, right? So if I want to simply do, let's say, an ad hoc call, I can come into the meeting room where you have the MARS and I can say, okay, let me do a Zoom call. I click on the Zoom app and then it will open the Zoom application, which is running on MARS, and I can do whatever I wish with it. I can invite people, I can join meeting, this kind of thing, right? And the same thing for any of the other applications. I personally don't think that's the way most of the people will use the product. What I think is that people will go, let's say they will take their email client, let's say Outlook, they're gonna invite people to a meeting room, to a meeting, and they will invite the MARS as well to the meeting. How can they do that? Well, simple. We're gonna assign an email address to the MARS, right? So I invite you to a meeting and I also invite the email of the MARS. So as soon as I invite the email of the MARS to the meeting, it will show up here in the room calendar because the MARS will be previously configured to be monitoring its own email address. So you'll find that I have created a Teams meeting. So you see that it's a Teams meeting because you have the little Teams icon beside the launch button. As the start time is already started, you see the little green bar showing that the meeting has already started and you still have 22 minutes before the end of the meeting. You have the launch meeting button because again, the start time has already started. After that, I have programmed a Zoom meeting that will start in 21 minutes from now. You can see it's a Zoom meeting because you have the little Zoom icon here. And you still see that you have an extra meeting that is not showing on the calendar. But if I click here, I can see the whole calendar for today. And I can see the next meeting will be a life-size meeting that will be starting in around 30 minutes from now. You can see the little life-size icon on that. Okay, so let me start with the Teams meeting, which is the first one. So I click on the launch meeting button. What it will do, it will simply open the Teams app and will propose to connect to that meeting. So it's finding the camera. By default, Teams shows the camera turned off. Here we go. I enable the camera. It found the camera of my icon device there. I select audio from the PC and I join the meeting. Connecting. Here we go. I'm in a Teams meeting. Very simple. As I'm in the Teams client, a full Teams client, I have all of the features of the Teams client. I can see the participants, I can chat with them, can use emojis, and so on. I can present everything that I can do on a normal Teams call. Okay, so now let me quit this Teams call and close the Teams app. And now let me try to connect to the Zoom meeting, right? I click on it, so it's going to say, look, you're trying to start a Zoom meeting, but the meeting start time is not reached yet. Are you sure you're going to do this unscheduled start? Yes, I'm going to connect, even though the meeting has not started. Okay, so let's just wait for the host to connect, because for Zoom meetings, you have to wait for the host to connect before you can connect. My Mars is just an invitee to that meeting, so it's waiting for the host to connect. I see that the host has just connected, so it will very soon be allowed to connect to the meeting. There we go. There we go. We are in a Zoom meeting, and again, the Zoom client recognized the Mars camera. Let me enable my Mars camera. Right, by default, Zoom comes with the camera disabled, so turned off. So I enabled it, and now you can see on my little picture-in-picture on the top that it's using my Lifesize icon camera. And here is what I'm receiving from the remote site, right? Which is actually my PC here. So again, I have all of the features of a Zoom client. I can do chat, I can record, I can invite other participants, I can present, everything that you can do on a Zoom call. So now let me leave the Zoom meeting, close the Zoom app. I'm back to the main interface of the Mars. And now let me do it with a Lifesize meeting. Again, unscheduled start. Never mind, I'm gonna connect anyway. There we go. Let's find in the Lifesize camera. Found the Lifesize camera, the icon camera there. Again, not only the camera, but also the speakers of the icon and the microphone, right? You have all of the microphone. This is the Lifesize microphone that was selected. And I join the meeting from Lifesize. Okay, so well, I'm alone in this meeting because I have unfortunately no one else to join this meeting now, but I'm connected in a Lifesize meeting, and you can see here that I'm using my Lifesize icon camera in the meeting. And I have all of the features of a Lifesize client, right? A Lifesize app. I can see all of the participants, I can do the chat, I have the whiteboard if I want to do collaboration, everything that I can do on a Lifesize meeting. Okay, let me hang up the Lifesize meeting, close the Lifesize application, and then I'm back to the main interface of the Mars. Another thing that I think it's quite cool to show is that if you can see here on the bottom right of the screen, you have this Get Connected feature. What it means that if I have a Microsoft account, let's say an Office 365 account, I can sign in to my Mars so that I can have my personal calendar visible in the Mars. Why would I do that? Let's suppose that I have been invited to a meeting, let's say a Zoom meeting or a Teams meeting, doesn't matter, but the Mars has not been invited to that meeting. I have been invited with my personal email. So of course, that meeting will not show here in the Mars calendar because the Mars was not invited. But I was walking up the corridor and I saw that the meeting room where the Mars is installed is empty. So why should I do that call on my little PC with my little webcam? I could take advantage of the Mars for that. So again, I can click here, sign in, and then I'll have to enter manually my email address, my Microsoft email address and password, or I can take my mobile and scan this QR code, right? This is option 2. Or I can do simply what I'll do now is, as you can see here, the Bluetooth is enabled on my Mars, and I'll take my mobile, I enable the Bluetooth, and then my mobile using the Lifesize Mars application found that I'm physically close to a Mars. My mobile is physically close to a Mars. This is a detection which uses the Bluetooth, right? So it proposed me, hey, do you wanna connect to this Mars, which is called Lifesize MARS gas? Yes, I'm clicking on my mobile. Yes, I want to connect. And you should see, here we go, Gustavo Villardi, I'm logged in, signed in to my Mars now. So once I do that, I now have my calendar showing up here. So all of the meetings that I have today, which I was invited and the Mars was not invited, I could click launch now and I could join that call from the Mars, right? So this is pretty cool. Another thing that I could do is that I could access all of my OneDrive files, right? So that they will show up here in the Mars, they will open in the Mars, and then I could use, let's say, Zoom or Teams or Lifesize application to share those files as a presentation to the remote sites which are in a call with me, right? Okay, so let me sign out. You notice that when I sign out, it cleans up the device, right? Because the Mars is a device that will be shared. It's installed on a meeting room, so many people can use it. So when I sign out, it automatically cleans the Mars, but I can also do a manual cleanup. I can click here, cleaning the cache, closing the applications, cleaning the browser history and cookies. So now the Mars is completely ready for another user to come and use it. Okay, I thought that was interesting. I think it's a very interesting concept, and I hope you liked it. Thank you.